welcome to another Top 5 Wednesday. Again, I do not know the date because it is 3 weeks in the future when you are watching this from when I'm filming it, because I'm still on September 2nd. Again, like I said before, last week and the week before, I'm filming these all in succession so I don't have to worry about them when time comes and when I'm super busy with school and work. Anyway, this week on Top 5 Wednesday, we are doing the top 5 author blurbs. You know those little blurbs on the front or the back of books that authors put to about the books, blah blah blah. Well, these aren't really by authors. I just kind of looked at the books and chose which reviews I like. Some of them are authors, some of them aren't. So I'm kind of changing around and I hope that's okay. And if it's not, then you're just gonna have to deal with it. These aren't in any really order. I just kind of stacked them up, found 5 that I liked, and here we go. The first one is On the Bro Code by Barney Stinson. I figured I would find a funny one on this one. I haven't actually read this book, to be honest. I bought it, but I haven't read it yet. But I went on the back and I saw something, and it's not by an author, but it's pretty good. And it goes, I'll be honest, I was a little worried when I saw the length. This is how big the length is. But don't worry, it'll grow on you. And you know who's by? It goes, Carolyn, ... Carol? Met outside yoga. That's who wrote that blurb, so I thought that was pretty funny. Alright, next song. Okay, next one. Not next song. Next one is a repeat of a book from the first week, and that is Ready Player One. And the blurb says, a nerdgasm. Imagine that Dungeons and Dragons and an 80s video arcade made hot sweet love and their child was raised in Azeroth. This is from John Slatsky. This is an actual author. This is from a New York Times bestselling author of Old Man's War. I'm really sorry if I butchered your name, but I really liked your blurb when you never see this. Okay. The next 3 blurbs are coming off of 3 of my favorite books of all time at the moment. They are all, well, I don't know why this one wasn't, but they're all on my favorite bookshelf, which you can never see. I should move that to like here, because this one's in full view and I haven't read most of these books. I should move this one down. Okay. For another video. Alright, this blurb comes from Aristotle and Dante discovered the secrets of the universe, and the blurb says, this book took my breath away by James, and this was said by James Howe, the author of The Misfits. I don't know who James Howe is. I've never read The Misfits. I've seen some of the TV show. I need to finish it. But yeah, this book took my breath away, so I like the blurb considering it was how I felt. The next one is a book that I finished last night, and I'm hopefully gonna do a review. It may or may not be up by now if I do it. But that is from Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl, and it's not an author, it's a reviewing website called Booklist, and it says, what's crazy is how moving it becomes in spite of itself. I felt this was the best way to describe this book, because it's one of those books that it's kind of like, it's speaking to you, it's telling you the story, and the narrator is like, you don't want to read this book. You want to go read something else, but if you're still here, if you managed to make it this far, well, here's what's going on. And I absolutely love this book. It's become one of my favorites this year, and if you haven't read it, you probably should. And the final blurb is one of my favorites of all time, so this is definitely in the #1 spot, and it is the reason that I read this book, and it is the reason that I now have this author on my list of my top favorite authors of all time. She is my favorite author, and that is Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. And if you have read this book or own this book, you probably know what the blurb is, and that is, Eleanor and Park reminded me not just what it's like to be young and in love with a girl, but also what it's like to be young and in love with a book. And that is John Green. This book is phenomenal, and John Green spoke highly of it. He is the reason I love this book. He is the reason I love Rainbow Rowell, and I have to thank him for that. So thank you, John Green, for bringing me to this book and to this author, because it is absolutely fantastic. Most of the time, your favorite authors are the ones that know you best. And when you see that one of your favorite authors has written a blurb on a book, you kind of just want to pick it up and say, well, if they like it, I'm probably gonna like it too. And a lot of the times this has happened, as you can see with Eleanor Park. But yeah, that is it for this week's Top 5 Wednesday. I will see you next time, or in my world 2.5 seconds when I turn the camera back on. Bye!